Excellent!
I'm tired. Do we have to stream today? Can I just stretch? I wanna start the show off like what is it? West Side Story, you know?
I've never seen that.
We both like snap. We sing songs about how we're on opposing gangs.
Sounds like a stupid musical.
Never seen West Side Story? Classic stage.
I live the West Side,
Okay.
baby.
Hello, hey guys, hey everyone, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome to today's show. This is Awesome Hardware. This is episode 32 of Awesome Hardware. It is September 29th, according to the little thing on the bottom of the screen.
You know what's special about it being our 32nd episode, Paul?
It is 32 times better than the first episode.
Apart from that, absolutely nothing. That's correct.
We've been making it better and better every day.
Yes.
I'm seeing a bunch of people say it's just fine.
All right.
And if it is delayed, granted it can be delayed, we'll check the actual delay in post and we'll fix it.
We just fixed it right now.
We just fixed it right now. It should be already fixed if you're watching this in the future.
Yeah.
If you're watching in the future, you're watching on one of our YouTube channels. This episode, or this half of the episode, would be on my channel, which is Paul's Hardware. The second half of today's show, which will be later on when we're maybe a little bit more drunk and all that kind of good stuff, will be on Kyle's YouTube channel, which is Awesome Sauce Network.
We'll probably be a lot more drunk on my half of the show because
Possibly.
you have some antics
I
up
made
your
up in
sleeve
these segments
that
All
I'm
right.
not too happy about.
We've already rambled for a couple minutes here, so I'm gonna bang through some announcements that we have.
Bang bang.
First off, as always, we have shirts available on both of our stores. I also have mugs and glasses. Glass kind of like the one Kyle is drinking out of, which is currently empty, featuring our logos.
I'll fix that.
You can check out Kyle's store, which is awesomesaucenetwork.com/store.
Yes.
He has all these wonderful things, including the CPU cooler shirt that he's wearing right now, which is insanely popular, including the brand new Stay Positive Tri-Blend t-shirt that he just made.
If you can't tell, guys, there are 3 blue arrows on the right side of the case. It doesn't come out very well in the pictures.
That's the intake, and that's the
intake.
exhaust. And
Get it
there's
positive
more
air pressure.
Yes, that is
positive. That's why I stay positive. It makes
that
sense.
is the joke.
So
Okay.
buy one.
If you want
Buy
to
one
check out
now.
my store, it is store.paulshardware.net. I have clothes as well. I also have these somewhat newer thumbscrew shirts. I also have mugs and glasses over in the glassware section. So check all that out and maybe buy some stuff. It's a great way to help support us. We're also doing a hoodie sale. Hoodie sale!
Yes, we are.
Yay!
A big one.
Big hoodie sale. So if you guys want a good price on a freaking nicely made little hoodie, they're available and they're $10 off. Their former price, which I believe was 40 and now they're 30. I think that's how it works. So here's the one on my store, the Paul's Hardware store, and then Kyle has them also over here on his store.
Yes, I do.
Which is, I'm sure, somewhere on your...
They're seriously some of the comfiest...
I clicked on the wrong thing. Where's
seriously
your
some
store?
of the comfiest sweaters that I've ever worn.
Oh, there we go.
And I'm not saying that just because they're mine. Paul's sweater is just as comfy as mine.
Yeah, they're the same sweater. They just have different logos on them. So guys, if you want to get warmed up for the fall and the winter, theoretically it's going to get cold at some point.
Right.
Yes, DWH asks, any plans to get zip-up hoodies? Actually, that's one of the next things I want to do.
Right.
Because I have a zip-up hoodie from Tech Syndicate they're all from the same place, and it's like my favorite hoodie. I wear it everywhere, so I kind of want to get those too. But if you like the pullovers, we've already got those.
Right.
And like Kyle said, really, really warm, very nice to do. Kyle is posting a straw poll in chat.
Yes, I'm asking them how bad the audio is right now.
Oh, we're double. Kyle is asking people how bad the audio is.
A few more people commented, so I'm just gonna do it. It's the best way to find out.
Again, the audio is out of sync. If it sounds bad, yeah, it shouldn't sound bad. It should just be out of sync.
We can't do anything about the quality of the audio, but if it's delayed, then keep that in mind.
Audio is as high quality as it can be.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you happen to buy a shirt during the show, Kyle and I are going to give you a big shout out. Speaking of which, I should pull that up and have that ready in order to do that. So, also, if you buy from both of our stores, the shipping will go together, and you'll get about a $5 discount, give or take, depending on where you live and how much you paid for shipping.
That's right.
So, don't feel too bad about paying high shipping costs.
Not to mention a double Johnson on the live stream.
Oh yeah, and that double Johnson.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna belt them out.
Couple more announcements here to go through. Happy birthday, Afromancer.
Hey, happy birthday.
He told us that on Twitter, so happy birthday to you, sir.
Yes.
Assuming it really is your birthday. Hope that is the case. So it's bad luck to tell people it's not your birthday or it is your birthday when it's not, or vice versa.
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna
stop doing that.
I just made that up.
It's not my birthday today, Paul.
Okay. Let's see what else.
What I said earlier.
What else? All right, I have one more announcement. And this is just an announcement for me personally. I don't want to get too far into this. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, like I haven't really been very active this week. I've had kind of a down week, and I'm not going to go into like details as far as like stuff that's happened or anything, because nothing really that serious has happened. I need to keep reminding myself I have a very good life. I'm very happy with stuff, and really it's been just some frustrations with just how production is going for myself. Some things that I know I can do better. I think that's what it boils down to for me. There's lots of things that I know I can do better, and regardless of what you guys might see, I know that there are things I can improve, and I want to work on those. And so as a result, well, first I went through a cycle of like, I feel crappy, and then you try to like, all right, how can I make myself feel better and all that stuff. But I'm also trying to,
Drugs.
yeah, mostly that's mostly
cocaine.
how you deal with it. Pretty much, well, crack. I mean, it's cheaper.
Gross.
But so if you, but the other thing that I want to do, and I've already started doing this just this past week, is sort of de-emphasize my regular video output. I've been trying to really keep up with like 2 videos a week aside from our live show, and I'm gonna de-emphasize that. I'm not gonna worry about doing 2 videos a week or that kind of thing until I kind of get back into the swing of things. The main thing I think is that I have a lot of projects, stuff that I've kind of put on hold or said I was gonna do, or said at this point in the future I'm gonna do this. And the idea when you go independent is that like, oh, I'm gonna have time to do this stuff now. I think it's no coincidence that Kyle and I both went independent pretty much 1 year ago, like almost to the day. It was the end of December, beginning of October, when Kyle and I both decided to branch out on our own. So I think as a result of that, I've been doing some reflection and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much where I'm at. So thank you guys to everyone who's replied with positive messages, because I was feeling pretty down earlier. And also sorry to any of you who I haven't responded to in a timely fashion, because I haven't really been on top of that. I've been focusing on taking care of stuff. Like, I moved into my house 2 years ago, and there's stuff still now that, like, within the first week I was like, oh, we're gonna fix that, and then just still haven't gotten around to it. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Enough about all that.
And you haven't seen me since last Tuesday, so that can usually bring a person down.
That's definitely contributing significantly to
or make them extremely happy, but it's usually one or the other.
Okay. So
I'm glad you're on the right track now, Paul.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
You guys are probably going to see some vlogs from me in the next couple weeks. You're going to see
Everyone loves vlogs.
Some garage work logs. It might not be as many videos, and they might be like really quick or whatever, but I'm going to try to keep you up to date with what I'm doing. I'm excited about some of it. I hope you guys might be too. Anyway, okay.
Nice.
Enough of all that. Let's go on to our first segment, shall we?
We shall.
I think we should.
Indeed.
This is a brand new segment. I just made it up, and this is kind of partially going along with the 1 year, with the fact that Kyle and I have been on our own for about a year. Sel, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of you guys in chat. You're all wonderful people. Thank you.
You are. What he said.
I really, really, really appreciate all that stuff. All the things.
Stole the words out of my mouth.
No, I did want to say another thing. Since it's been about a year, and let's segue to. I'll give you guys the title of the next segment. Okay. Like, it's been about a year. Like, I gotta focus on the good things from the past year. More than doubled in subscribers.
Oh yeah.
Been getting the bills paid doing a YouTube channel, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle, I think, would also say, I mean, you're doing fantastically as well. Kyle's gotten married. There's been a lot of great things in the past year. Yeah. So kind of to celebrate about a year of independence. It's not a year of the live show. We only started that at the beginning of this year.
Right. And that's been doing well too.
I made up this new segment. It's called A Song or a Shot.
I already hate it.
It's not very tech related, but there are tech questions involved. That's how it's tech related. Perfect. And it's pretty straightforward. We have shots, right? Where are the shots?
Right behind you.
Shots are behind us. Yep. This is Jack Daniel's
100% Paul's idea, by
Tennessee Honey.
Oh,
finally crafted. Kyle, you're not a fan of this?
I've already, as you can see,
wasn't this a gift?
It was a gift.
Okay. A lovely gift.
And I hate it. I don't like it. But it was like the only liquor that we had on hand, so I've been drinking it slowly. Ugh, I'm getting a gag reflex just thinking about it.
So if the name of this segment isn't already obvious to you guys, we're going to ask each other some pre-prepared questions, some tech trivia questions, so you guys can try to answer these as well. And if you get the question wrong, you have the option to either, as a punishment, take a shot or sing a song.
Oh, I'm definitely going for the song.
I hope I'm able to sing here.
I don't know any songs, though. Damn.
Yeah, I had some ideas for what I was going to sing, and now they're completely gone.
Oh, boy. So how does this work? Do we each ask each other a question, go back and forth, or do you ask me three first?
Let's go back and forth.
Okay, we'll go back and forth. All right.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
All right, Cal's going to start. These are pre-prepared.
These are pre-prepared
questions. Do I need
questions.
to not look at your screen?
Don't look at my screen.
Okay.
Because you'll see the answers.
Not looking at Cal's screen.
Strangely enough, I wanted to do an AMD edition for this, so all these questions pertain to AMD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So here's the first question that I have for Paul in a song or a shot. What year did AMD acquire ATI? And you guys can, I can't keep you guys from commenting in chat, but don't look at the chat, Paul. Don't look at the chat.
I shouldn't look at chat.
Don't look at chat.
I need to just not look at anything until I answer this. What year did AMD acquire
ATI?
ATI.
Yeah. See, if you had asked me this, I probably wouldn't have known because I wasn't really into computers back then. But I figured I was like, there's a 50-50 chance he either just knows this right off the bat, or it's been so long that it's kind of trailed off, and it's very trivial. It's like very trivia-based information.
I could probably ballpark it and get it within like a 3-year time period or something.
Right.
But knowing the exact year when it actually happened is a better question. I'm gonna say. Damn it.
I know it's tough, right?
I want to say 2008.
Oh, it was really close.
Oh, was
really close. 2006.
2006. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
According
to Wikipedia.
I was late on that one.
Yes.
So what I was basing that on is when we started doing the YouTube channel.
Right.
I remember them talking about doing a survey. I'm going to get my shot ready, by the way. I'm going to start this off with a shot.
Oh, wow. You're going for the shot, baby.
I'm not going to sing quite yet. And I remember them doing a survey about AMD or ATI and if they should keep the name around. That's probably what threw me, is because after they bought them, they were still ATI. They still sold as ATI for
just the smell. I can't even. Oh.
They were still I'll keep this back here so people can see it.
Thank you.
They were still ATI for a while, and they didn't switch over to calling it AMD until later. So that's probably why it seems later to me.
True.
All right, so 2006 for that one.
Yep.
Here goes a shot. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers to all you guys.
Well done. Attaboy. How you liking that?
It's not bad.
Oh God. Have you burnt? Because it singed all your taste buds off, and you can't taste anything. That's why.
It's sweet. It's sweeter than it feels like alcohol should be.
This will be the first show I throw up online.
That's interesting.
First it was beer on my laptop. Now it's just going to be like, I don't want to get into it.
You need to chase that with some beer.
Yeah, I'm going to open up mine, by the way.
All right, we gotta move this. This is why I figured my side of the show might go long today.
By the way, quick beer check. I'm going to open this up as a chaser in case I have to take a shot.
Good idea.
This is California Love from Smog City. It is an Imperial Red Ale, 8.5%. Delicious. Actually, I've never had it before. So
named after a Tupac song too.
So
there we go. All right.
Street influence. All right. So
Black Pacer 56 pointing out that I drive home. I want to point out because that is true. That's not going to be for a while. We're doing the after party here.
Right.
And part of the reason why I did this as a song or a shot and not 4 shots is because that's probably going to be the only shot that I do.
Yeah.
I'll probably opt for songs after this. So yeah, no, I don't want to be irresponsible there.
Good call.
Okay. My question for Kyle, my first question for Kyle.
What do we got?
This is a quick one, so you can't ruminate on it too long.
Okay.
Because you might be able to figure it out. So give it within 10 or 15 seconds. All right. Ready?
All right.
How many bits in a megabyte?
How many bits?
How many bits
in a megabyte?
In a megabyte.
15 seconds. 1024.
1024?
Wait. Fuck. 8 bits in a byte, and then 1,000. So it's like it's 8 times 1,024.
I think you've already gone too long.
It's already gone too long.
Oh.
All right, what is it?
Because you're thinking there's mega, kilo, and then byte.
Yes.
So you got 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000 times 8. So it's 8 million. Oh wait, hold on. Look away for a second.
That's a ridiculous math equation in my head, Paul.
I know. That's why I said you couldn't think about it too long. But if you did, wait, where I saved? I swear I saved another one of these with the answers on. Oh yeah, there it is. Don't look.
All right.
Yes.
Well, on your screen.
8 million. 8 million. All right.
8 million.
Next question. Wait, are you gonna do a shot or are you gonna sing? You forgot about that.
I'll do a song because I can't.
I was gonna sing first. All right. Just a single verse.
Do you have a
We're not
song
gonna do a whole
for me?
What?
Do you have a song picked out for me, or should I?
I don't know the songs that you know how to sing. I wanted to keep that open because it's just like there's songs that I know. There's other songs where I'd be like, if I tried to sing, it would be terrible.
Yeah. Oh man. I'll sing the Pokemon theme song. Part of it.
Pokemon theme song. I like that. Okay.
I don't know what kind of voice I should do it in. Should I do like typical anime voice?
In soprano, operetta. I don't know the music.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That
was like a Western Elvis? Bravo. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what style that was in. It was a very interesting style.
Very unique.
But all right. Next,
there we go.
You have another question for me, Kyle.
Better than the shot. I'll take it. Thank you all. Thank you. And chat.
Okay. Next question is for me. I'm going to try to ignore the chat for the time being.
All right. What do we got?
And you're asking the question, Kyle.
Oh yeah. What do we got, Kyle? What do we got?
My question.
All right.
For you.
Again, tying in with the AMD theme.
Okay.
What is the acronym? Now listen carefully. This is a long one. What is the acronym used for the API level feature in Direct 3D that gave AMD GPUs an advantage over Nvidia hardware in the DirectX 12 benchmark Ashes of the Singularity?
That's recent. Say that one more time. What was the name of the...
What is the acronym used for the API level feature in Direct 3D that gave AMD GPUs an advantage over Nvidia hardware in the DirectX 12 benchmark Ashes of the Singularity?
MSAA?
No.
No?
It is not. No,
oh, they gave them an advantage.
Right. They gave AMD the advantage.
Oh, damn it.
The thing that Maxwell claimed to have full support for.
It's the asynchronous. Shoot, I said MSAA, which was what Nvidia tried to say. Oh, don't use, damn it.
Exactly, yeah.
Damn it, Nvidia.
That was also close.
Nvidia foiled me again.
ACE, or Asynchronous Compute Engine.
Oh, you wanted the
so the acronym.
I've not heard it referred to as an acronym.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
That was a tricky one. I'm
gonna go with the song.
It's like a Jeopardy.
I'm gonna go with the song this time.
Okay.
I have a song prepared.
All right. I heard you've been practicing.
I'm going for an oldie. I'm gonna do an oldie here.
All right.
Do you have one of those things where you can like blow on it to get the right key? No, never mind. Right.
No, I don't.
I gotta get my key. You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips, and there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. You're trying hard not to show it, but baby, I know it. You've lost that love and feeling. Whoa, that love and feeling. You've lost that love and feeling. Well, it's gone. Gone. Whoa.
Beautiful.
That's all I got. All right.
Well done. Amen.
Righteous Brothers.
Round of applause there,
That's
Paul.
right.
Round
okay,
of applause.
That's all I got.
All right, what do we
I sang that so much better in my car on the way over here.
It's always easier when you're alone. I tell you.
People are like, Paul, just take a shot. Take a shot.
Take the shot.
All right.
Favorite segment ever, by the way.
Next question for Kyle. Let's go to the questions one. You ready, Kyle?
All right.
How many pins are there on an IDE connector?
Oh, no.
How many pins on an IDE connector? See, I was tricky. You remember Kyle saying earlier about how there's like a time that predates when he was into stuff? You've never had to use an IDE drive.
I never have. I was never into computers before in those ages, in those days.
All right, so
I'm gonna just throw it out there. 30.
30?
Yeah. I don't know.
You were very close. You're very close. This is actually a trick question. On the off chance that you did know off the top of your head, you might have thrown 40 out there.
Okay.
And that is true. The plug is 10 by 10.
Right.
But there's actually 39 pins in the actual IDE thing.
Yeah, so it looks like 40, chat's getting...
there's 40 available. Yeah, a lot of people are going back and forth between the 40 and 39.
Right.
I was going to go hard line. I said pins, not plugs. And the pins would be 39 on this one. So
gotcha.
Thanks for participating, Kyle. You got into the song first, or you going to go for another shot?
Oh, no.
Song or a shot? Come on. You got to do a shot.
If I get the next one wrong, then I'll do a shot. I'm going to prolong it.
All right, so Kyle, do you have another song prepared?
What's another good song? Guys, give me a song,
another good song
in chat.
Anything from Disney?
Anything from Disney?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what songs you know.
I mean...
People are saying we need to be drunker. Also, by the way,
I
did this one first because I figured it would make us get drunk. You can sing. We can sing the Arctic Panther song.
The Arctic Panther song?
No, I don't.
That's that one.
The song
that
I
right.
made about the computer. All right.
All right. I can do Over the Rainbow. That one's so lame, though.
Just do a shot. Come on.
Ah.
It's easy. Just do a shot.
Hold on. Someone said "Killing Me Softly."
Oh, really?
I like that song.
That is a good song.
I like that song more than that shot.
I'll sing it with you.
Okay. Do you know all the lyrics?
I only know the chorus.
We'll just do the chorus. All right. You want to sing it with me?
Yeah. Where key are you going?
What if we alternate? What if we alternate? Like I do one line, you do the next line. You know what I mean?
All right.
So just
this part, right?
I'll do a high note. You can do a low note.
It's okay.
All right. Here we go. I'll do Lauren. We're both doing Lauren, but we'll alternate. All right.
Sing.
Strumming my pain with his fingers. One time.
Singing my life with his words. That's too low. Singing my life with his words.
2 times. Killing me softly with his song.
Killing me softly with his song. Telling my whole life with his words. Killing me softly with his song. Oh, this is awful. How many people...
Go, Lauren. You do you, Lauren.
Kyle.
All right. Rest in peace, headphone users.
This has to be... This is the fewest viewers ever. I'm not even looking. I'm not even going to look.
I feel like we just sabotaged all of our Twitter followers by telling them to join us.
Song, you have a question for me?
Yes, I do.
Third question.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Last and final question, AMD related. What is the TDP of the Radeon R9 Fury X?
R9 Fury X?
Yes.
TDP?
Yep.
Oh. Wait, I know this.
TDP.
250 watts.
Final answer?
Yes.
275.
God
That's so close. Yeah.
Oh, it's so close.
I will double check that for you because I got it from one or two sources. But
okay. Yeah, Cell says 275.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying 270.
Yeah.
250. 250 is the 980 Ti, I think. Yeah, because the 980 is like 170 or something like that. All right.
Very close. Again, very close. All these answers have been really, really just right on point.
I don't know if I can sing
unfortunately,
again.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do here? Remember, I mean, we still have your half of the show, my half of the show, plus after party. So you could take another shot and still be fine to drive.
All right, fine. I'm doing another shot.
All right, Paul's gonna do another shot.
I have another song to sing, but I'll do the shot.
All right. Well, you know, after this shot, you might want to just sing anyway.
Because you didn't do a shot.
I'm gonna do, like I said, if I get this next answer wrong.
You just didn't want to do
next question wrong.
The Tennessee honey, finely crafted honey liqueur.
Oh, I can't do it, man. All right. It's so gross. All right.
Well, why don't you have any other shots to take?
I've been drinking beer.
Cheers.
Wine. Cheers. That a man. All right, guys. If I get this next one wrong, I will take a shot. I'll man up, as you're saying.
One more question left for Kyle.
What do we got?
Go to the questions tab.
All right.
Name 2 of Intel's first 3 consumer LGA sockets. 2 of the 3 is all you need.
2 of their first 3
2 of the first
LGA.
3 consumer LGA
You really took advantage of me getting
sockets.
into the PC game in 2011 and not earlier than that. Because...
No, you were around.
Okay. So...
Maybe. 2 of the first 3 is all you need. And I have the first
Do you
3
want like the
listed.
code names or whatever?
The socket.
Oh, the socket.
Yeah.
Right. The first 3. I'm not sure where it began, but I know 775.
You have to choose, and then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
775.
Don't look at chat because it's
I'm
all
not.
over
I'm
chat
not.
right now.
1155. I don't know if Sandy Bridge was one of the first 3. I really don't. Oh, what's the other one? Is it a 5? 5. Oh no! I'm gonna have to take a shot. 775, and then some other shit. God damn it. I don't know. I can't think of it. I never look at those sockets anymore. They're old.
You can just name the ones you know.
1155, 775.
I mean, you only get 2, so you have to use which 2 you think it is, at least.
God
That's
damn
what I'm saying.
All right, I'm just going to go with those 2.
Okay.
How many of those are wrong?
You're very close. You got 1. 775
All right.
was the first one. There's also a 771, which I negated by saying consumer.
Okay.
So 771 was for Xeons, which was for servers.
Gotcha.
But I might have given you a buy if you. I wasn't expecting to come up with 771.
Sure.
The other ones you might have said were 1156, which was the predecessor of Sandy Bridge.
Right.
Which was for what, like, I always forget the code.
Clarkdale
Clarkdale and Westlake.
It was Nehalem too, right? Was
no, Nehalem was 1366, which was the first
I couldn't think of that
Intel
one
enthusiast.
for the life of me.
Yeah, if you had pulled 1366 out, you could have got it. Very good attempt though. You did get 775, which is good. But now you get to take a shot. That's what everyone has been waiting for.
Here we go.
Here's your,
I am going to chase it though.
Yeah, I mean you gotta chase it.
Because I don't know if I can survive
Jack
without
Daniels honey, whatever.
This is me manning up.
The dual core Pentiums in 04 were PGA sockets, I believe. That's not a full. You didn't top that.
This is a full shot.
Well, then I took more than a shot because you got a good.
No, this is
you got
totally
a good
a
centimeter at the top there.
This is a total shot.
Just top that off.
No, man. Oh no.
Just a little topper there.
No, okay, that's good.
Right, that's
good. All right, here we go. I hate all of you. You especially, Paul.
Yay! How much for your beer are you drinking? All right. Whoa.
Oh, let's never do this segment again.
Never again.
Or at least get some better liquid.
Well, it's to celebrate 1 year of independence, so...
It's the worst celebration of my life.
So maybe in another year, who knows? Or maybe if it's just that popular. I don't know. I've already taken up like half of my show's allotted time. My half of the show's allotted time, so who knows anyway. All right.
Our next segment is Find the Bucket.
Our next segment. What the hell is our next segment? I've lost track of everything now. There we go. Next segment is Tech of the Day After Tomorrow. Look, I have a lower thirds for it.
Whoa.
I made some new lower thirds.
Is that like an ice cream cone that you can lick?
I've also enhanced OBS this time around using some, yeah, we got the...
Here, take a bite. Just careful though, you don't want to get your tongue stuck to it. That'll be bad.
It's like a snow cone.
Oh no!
What?
We're gonna have to, alright, get out the jaws of life. I'm trying to pull it away, but it won't. Alright.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Enough of that.
All of our lower thirds should be like
this segment is about technology from the future. It's usually about technology from like far in the future, but it's actually kind of near future for some of the topics I've discussed for that. Not safe for work. Not safe for work. All right, so let's start off with this one. This story was sent over by Steve, the inimitable Steve from Monoprice. This is the world's first non-volatile optical memory. It's been created by researchers. Here's a picture. Here's a picture of it, which I'm sure makes it much more clear what this is. Got it.
All right,
so non-volatile optical memory. Non-volatile means...
So like hard drives.
So non-volatile means it's permanent. It doesn't need to have current running to it in order for it to work like RAM in your computer.
Sure.
Optical means... This is the important part. It's optical. Optical means it can be written by light. Light direct to the memory, saving it. Now, optical is like fiber, right? Fiber optics. And the reason fiber optics are so important, and the reason fiber optics are really the reason a lot of people in America and other places around the globe who aren't getting the internet speed that they should are mad is because fiber exists a lot of different places. The nice thing about laying fiber is fiber just works at the speed of light. So upgrade the hardware doing the talking on either end, and you get faster and faster. Once you've laid that infrastructure of the fiber, then it's there. Right. Where you run into bottlenecks is where it has to go from fiber back to copper and then back to fiber again, or basically optical to not optical, and then back to optical again.
Optical.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where you run into
bottlenecks.
Yes.
Okay.
So researchers from the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, or KIT, And the universities of Münster, Oxford, and Exeter.
Münster.
Which I assume it means they are like Knights of the Round Table.
They're all German.
That's what I get from my... No, Münster, this is in England, I think.
It's England.
Münster, oh no, maybe not. Oxford.
With project lead King Arthur.
It's like, if we have any viewers from Europe, they're just sitting there going...
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is why people hate America.
Damn.
It's because of you and me.
All right. But anyway, this can eliminate bottlenecks or latencies involved in conversion of an optical signals to electrical ones and vice versa. It's non-volatile. It can store data for frickin' decades.
All right.
Which is pretty cool, without being powered up. So long-term storage, it's pretty important. And basically this could be the answer of like, what they're saying is like, you can make these optical interconnects as fast as possible. Once it gets to like, you have to switch over to copper and then actually write the data, that's where it slows down.
Right.
So being able to write the data optically is a big step forward.
Right.
And that's I guess that's
eliminating the bottleneck.
Yeah, eliminates that bottleneck. Allows you to go optical to optical without having to do the electrical crossover.
Okay.
It's capable of storing many bits in a single cell, so it's MLC or multi-level memory. So the cell size is 1/1000th of a meter in size, which I think is really small. Okay.
Yeah. Cell processing might have a thing or two to say about that.
Maybe Cell could elaborate on this in chat.
Hey.
Okay.
Sorry, Cell.
Since it's MLC memory, but it can also store different states besides just 0 and 1. It's not just an on and off switch. It can store different states, which means you could possibly...
2?
What?
You can store 2?
Well, usually most cells can store a 0 or 1 on or off.
Right.
But this one can do other states besides on or off, which means an in-between state could represent something else.
Right.
So they could use that in order to store more data.
Right. Gotcha.
That's all. Okay.
Makes sense.
Pretty cool. And let's move on.
Sweet.
All right. Today there was a big Nexus event. I included this in the Tech of the Day After Tomorrow segments because it's not out yet. Right? It's in the future. Google's Nexus event was today. A lot of you probably saw some of it. There's a picture of it. I'm going to run down the Google Nexus event very quickly for you all. So if you weren't watching or you haven't read any of the articles, right now you will be up to date on this.
All right. You have a very comprehensive list here.
If not, go read this article from The Verge that we're showing right now. The Nexus 6P is Google's newest and most premiumist phone.
You said right? P.
Yeah. That's not it. That's the other. That's 5X. But anyway, the 6P is produced by Huawei. It's metal-bodied, 7.3 millimeters thick. New fingerprints. It's got a new fingerprint sensor on it.
Fancy.
Yeah, that's kind of fancy. There's a small picture of it. Nexus 6P. Come on, The Verge. Do you have other? Yeah, there we go. Give me a picture of the Nexus 6P. 6P. I have a Nexus 5.
Give me the P, damn it.
New fingerprint sensor, so security for your mobile devices via fingerprinting.
Right.
It's called Nexus Imprint. They branded it because. USB Type-C port on it. Excited about that. Google claims it can charge a device twice as quickly as an iPhone 6 Plus, thanks to that Type-C connector. 5-megapixel front-facing camera, 12.3 megapixel Sony sensor in the back. Can do 4K video, slow motion up to 240 frames per second shots.
Wow.
They didn't specifically mention that, or I haven't dug deep enough to see what resolution it can do that, high frame rate at. Available in frostbite, aluminum, and graphite. Pricing starts at $500 for the 6P.
Yep.
Pre-orders are open today in the U.S., United Kingdom, Ireland, and Japan, and the actual phones are shipping in late October. All right.
Very nice.
Aside from that phone, there is also the 5X, which is this one, which there should also be pictures of.
Has Huawei produced
Nexus? Huawei.
Huawei? It's spelled Huawei.
I like correcting people with. It's actually pronounced Huawei. It's
actually just like hawking up some phlegm. That's how you pronounce it.
It's like Hyundai before they came out with that ad that said Hyundai, like Sunday. Oh, now I know how to pronounce it. That's good advertising.
Such an effective marketing technique.
No, they did not produce the last one, which is right here.
Okay.
The M right there.
Motorola.
Motorola is the Nexus 6.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust them.
Don't trust Huawei.
Don't trust them.
All right, this is the Nexus 5X. This is an affordable alternative. So this is being pitched more as the price to performance kind of deal. And my wife actually already ordered one of these, so maybe I'll do a little video on it when it arrives, even though it's my wife's, and she'll be mad at me for like co-opting her phone when it arrives. So this is the successor to the Nexus 5. It's a 5.2-inch screen, so it's a bit larger than the Nexus 5. It also has a fingerprint sensor on the back. It also has USB Type-C. Google is heavily promoting the phone's camera. They were showing like the pixel size of the sensor in the camera, and that it's got very big pixels, which allows it to perform very well in low light. It's positioned in their as the affordable option. It's budget friendly. It starts at $379, although it's only 16 and 32 gig models.
Okay.
My wife got the 32 gig, and that was also something where I was like, yeah, 32 gigs, man. I mean, that's Google kind of pushing you towards using their cloud services.
Yeah. But honestly,
I like having storage.
That's enough for most people.
And I would be fine with it if it was the 32 gigs and a micro SD card,
yeah,
which is so easy to integrate. There's space for it.
Yep.
They just didn't do it because they want to push you towards using the Google services.
Well, and they want to make the phone slimmer too, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
That could be part of it.
Maybe. But
make it sexier. Sexy sells.
I also pointed out to my wife that Kingston has a data traveler. USB that has a USB Type-C connector on one side and a Type-A connector on the other.
Right.
And I think it would work as an on-the-go device. So I was thinking, since you got a Type-C connector on the bottom of the phone, maybe just plugging in USB Type-C, like a flash storage, you can just set it up as on-the-go, and then you'd at least be able to plug in and like get a little bit of local expansion, something like that.
That'd be sweet.
Anyway. All right, other than that, at the Nexus thing for the tech of the day after tomorrow, wrong button, Android Marshmallow 6.0 is going to start rolling out next week.
Marshmallow.
So if you have a Nexus device, for example, you will get Marshmallow.
Nice.
I don't know what all. I didn't go into all the details of what Marshmallow is going to bring to the table. Now on Tap is a new thing that integrates Google search and voice interaction with individual apps, and yeah. And I feel fancy as a Nexus user because I'm going to get it. Other than that, they talked about some other things. I'm not going to go over all of them. They have Project Fi, which combines major cell networks and Wi-Fi and offers reasonable $20 monthly text and calling plans with an extra $10 for each gigabyte of data per month. It's just very limited availability. You actually have to have a Nexus 6 in order to use that right now. But they're going to also make it available in the 5X and the 6P. 6P? 6P? Right?
6P.
Yeah, okay. Also, there's a new Chromecast. It's a new Chromecast, but it's still 35 bucks.
Version, right? Yeah.
2.0 version, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi support. And then there's like more Chromecast apps, and there's Chromecast audio, and there's a family music thing, and they have their music thing, and they have a Pixel C, which is like Google's version of a Surface tablet, which is somewhat interesting. Anyway, that's pretty much a quick synopsis of all that.
Cool.
And yeah. Moving right along, though.
What do we got?
One more story here for Tech of the Day After Tomorrow, and that is from Nvidia.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might know what this is.
This is living in the rumor side of it, but based on everything we're reading, we're pretty confident that this is going to happen. And I'm going to make a prediction right now. Since I'm not involved in this one, neither of us are involved in this one. This is a very limited number of
review samples that get sent out.
Yeah, reviewers who they've included in this one.
We're not big enough to get one of these bad boys.
Due time.
Maybe one day.
Due time, Kyle. Due time.
Due time.
All right.
Yeah.
So Nvidia apparently has a dual GPU card on tap. They apparently have shopped this around to a select smattering of reviewers.
Right.
And what we're expecting basically is a dual GPU card with GM200 class chips. Now, the question I would have, here's a picture of the Titan Z, which is their former dual GPU card, which is not very well received, mainly because it costs $3,000. My question would be, are they using 980 chips or 980 Ti chips? The 980, which is a smaller one. Everything we're seeing here indicates the higher end, the 980 Ti.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
GM204, I believe.
A couple of sources that was the GM.
Yeah.
Well, the GM200 is the 980 Ti.
200.
No?
Yeah, I'm sorry, GM200. Right. 204 is the 980.
Right.
Yeah. So, again, this is early, so it's just kind of some speculation. And this article is based on like industry stuff that's gone out in the past week.
Right.
We've heard there was a secret meeting in New York for select members of the press that was held last week. This article says that there's samples that have already been distributed to those select few reviewers. Benchmarking has already taken place.
Right.
We have no idea what the pricing will be.
But it's interesting because you said like when Nvidia first released the Titan Z, it was for what, $3,000, right?
Yeah,
it was $3,000 retail.
Expensive.
But within like a few months, Nvidia had actually slashed the price on that twice.
Yeah,
because they realized no one's gonna, in their right mind, is going to pay that much for a video card,
but
even if it's super high.
But even after slashing the price, they were going up the R9295X2.
Yeah,
which is still an amazing
cheap
bang for the buck for how much performance you get out of that, assuming you're taking advantage of Crossfire, of course.
Exactly. But you're still, the Nvidia is kind of still banking on the fact that they're Nvidia and that they kind of have the upper hand in the graphics department right now over AMD, much like how Intel has it over AMD.
Yeah.
So I think they might be like putting an additional premium on their card for it, but I don't think it's going to be near $3,000, especially if we're looking at GM204, which is 980 Ti, which is what, $600-700 now. If you consider two of those GPUs on one PCB. And the amount of time and effort and R&D that it takes to develop that, maybe you're looking at a $1,500 to $2,000 card. I would probably put it around $1,800 to $2,000. If that was my guess, I could see that selling for some people, especially if they wanted a quick and easy way to do four-way or quad SLI with two of those things. I think the sub $2,000 price point would probably be...
You don't confuse those terms, I'll punch you in the face.
No, of course not.
Yeah. They would absolutely shoot themselves in the foot if they tried to sell this for $3,000 again.
Yes, I agree.
You can't take $2,000 parts, even if they perform identically to $2,000 parts, and sell it for $3,000.
Right.
And be like, oh, well, the space savings and blah blah. Like it's not going to work. It needs to basically cost as much as two Titan X's at most, and hopefully more like as much as two 980 Ti's.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to perform about the same as two 980 Ti's.
Right.
And yeah. So some other questions out there would be memory allocation. Is there going to be 24 gigs of memory on this card if it's two Titan X's on that level? I would think probably not.
No.
It's probably going to be a 12 gig total card with 6 gigs per chip.
Yeah.
That's again, this is a guess. We're just speculating, but I guess we'll see. And I think I will speculate here again, since we're not involved with this launch. I'm going to say Thursday, October 1st. Give it 2 days, guys, or even 1 day if you're watching this tomorrow on Wednesday.
Right.
And I think that's when we'll see launch. I think that's when we'll see reviews out. And since the article says reviewers already have it and they've been testing it, that's what we're going to see. Performance is going to be pretty much equivalent or maybe slightly below two 980 Ti's.
Right. And
I hope it doesn't cost more than $2,000.
Yeah.
I really hope it even costs more, like something like... I mean, two 980 Ti's,
maybe.
Two 980 Ti's you can get for $650 times 2, $1,300.
Yeah.
It shouldn't cost more than $1,500. If they sell
15 to 16. 15 to 16.
Yeah,
it would be my cap.
But I don't think they're going to do that because they're Nvidia,
Exactly.
and they like to be like, we sell premium products that people pay more money for.
Right.
So I'm going to guess $2,000 is what they're going to sell it for. It'd be cool if it was a little bit less than that.
They could very well already be planning, like that could be part of their strategy, is to sell it at like $2,000 in the first couple months, and then do some price slashes as it goes on. Like, look how cheap it is now.
Yeah.
When really that's just how much they should have been selling it from the get-go. But they know people are going to buy it regardless of what price it is. So.
And I looked up the Titan Z right before we started the show, and you can buy that brand new right now for $1,550.
50% off.
Which is 50% less than it originally sold for.
Yeah.
Which is what they should have sold it for in the first place, too.
Right.
Okay.
Good old Nvidia. Love them. Gotta love them.
Okay, so end this Tech of the Day After Tomorrow, and now it is time for us to take a brief moment to thank our sponsor.
I think right before we do the sponsor spot, we should do a quick shout out for all of the people who have bought merchandise from our stores.
But I'm going to leave the Gigabyte thing down there on the bottom now.
Oh, yes, please do. So quick shout outs to Matthew for picking up a Void My Warranty shirt. Always a classic. Yeah. Thank you, man. Also to Chad. Thank you for picking up a Stay Positive shirt. That is a very positive thing to do, but might I add.
Indeed it is.
And also Marcel for also picking up another Stay Positive shirt. Thank you for picking up those shirts. The Stay Positive shirts, honestly, they might be the only ones available. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be restocking them. So this might be your last chance to get them. I'm not just saying that to like sell a bunch of them. I might not restock them.
I thought you meant those are the only shirts available on your
just
site at all.
They bought the last two.
I'm taking all the shirts
sizes
down except for those two shirts.
So thank you three guys for picking up
those. Chad gets a double Johnson.
Double Johnson!
Double Johnson for Chad right now! Oh yeah.
Rick James, bitch!
And a Rick James impression
felt appropriate
for reasons we are still trying to figure out. Also, Big Johnson to Richard. Thank you, Richard.
Hey.
Thank you, Chad. Both of you guys for supporting us. I'm trying to see. Chad got the Paul's Hardware logo shirt.
Nice.
It's always a classic.
I love my thumb screw
shirt. And Richard went with the thumb screw. No, Richard went with the thumb screw. Paul.
Okay, nice.
Chad went with the Paul's Hardware classic.
By the way, I should mention my CPU cooler shirt, in case you guys haven't seen it before, doesn't actually look like this. The microphone is my lavalier. I decided to put it right in his eye. This is what it really looks like. Okay, it's happy. It's a cartoon character type thing. Who doesn't like fucking cartoons, right?
I'm wearing an Entmoot Maple Mead shirt.
But I'm going to put it right on his mouth now.
My lovely wife...
Shut up.
My lovely wife bought this for me.
There you go.
It's a Lord of the Rings shirt.
Oh, lovely.
And my wife is lovely, I guess, is my point there.
Your wife is awesome.
Yeah. I told Kyle to put his mic lower, and that way he wouldn't get as much of his throat farty sounds.
It's scary.
What? Okay, sponsor spot.
Sponsor spot.
Sponsor spot. All right, Gigabyte has sponsored our show.
Yes, they have.
We're still not quite sure why. We've explained to them what our show is all about, and that is full of debauchery and everything.
And they're down.
And,
they're totally down.
And yet they were still there. So Gigabyte, thank you for helping us out, for bringing our show to you guys on a regular basis.
Yes.
And what we have told Gigabyte that we would like to do to give them a little bit of eye candy on our show.
So why don't you talk about this really quick while I go ahead and unscrew this?
So Gigabyte has a thing going on right now, and we would love for you guys to participate if possible. Here, let me switch to webcam.
It's a pretty sweet deal.
Webcam. All right, I'm going to try to not make this too choppy for you guys.
Webcam.
All right, so Gigabyte has a review thing that they have going on.
Review program.
Win. It's a review program. It's available for the USA and Canada. And basically, you can go to review.gigabyte.us. If you have purchased and used a Gigabyte product, then you can review it, and then you're entered to win a prize.
I think it's primarily Gigabyte motherboards. If you reviewed a Gigabyte motherboard,
mainly Gigabyte motherboards,
you can just simply give them their feedback. Hey, this was good, or hey, this sucked, and it automatically enters you into a contest where you can win a Gigabyte bricks and just have like another PC. You just win a PC. Speaking of which, I've got this Gigabyte bricks right here. It's got a Core i5. I believe it's a dual-core Broadwell. I think I might have made a mistake last episode by calling it a quad-core, but it is in fact a dual-core. At least that's what one of the viewers informed me of. I'm going to see if I can actually... Oh, there we go. Yeah. So you can crack this baby open. It is upgradable. You will have to install some parts in this particular model.
Here, just set it down on the table.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
a little less motion sickness.
Well, this camera is so choppy when we bring it up. We're going to try to come up with a better solution for the future, but for now you can see the expandability options in there. So this is like, what I like about the bricks is like, it's a tiny little PC and it seems like an all-in-one kind of unit, but you can actually pop it open and do some upgrades. And like choose your own parts in there and stuff. So
exactly.
Add your own DIMMs right here, and then you also have an mSATA slot right there, so you can put an mSATA SSD of your own choosing. So if you want to go like on the cheap side and get away with something like a little 32 gig or 64 gig, you can.
Right.
Or if you want to, go baller status and get a 256 or 512, which they do make with 512 SSDs, drop that in right there.
This, I feel, is like such a simple solution for an HD PC or something like that.
Yeah.
Even though they do have certain models that have higher-end APUs that can do some light gaming, unless you're just playing like you just want a little box for indie gaming, I'd probably build a fuller-fledged desktop or something. But for ultimate portability, let's say you're going to you're staying somewhere at a hotel, whether it's in-state or out-of-state or out of the country. You're traveling. You're going to be in a hotel room at some point, and there's going to be a TV in that hotel room. This is like the perfect thing. I'd feel like this is what I would use it for. Is it would go in my backpack, take it with me on the plane, and once I get to my hotel room, bring an HDMI cable as well, hook it up. It does have full-size HDMI, as well as an Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet LAN port right there. You can fire it up, browse the web in your hotel from the TV. Also bring like maybe a wireless keyboard / mouse. Would be a good idea. One of those little remote devices, and maybe pop up some Netflix or some shit like that. Jeez, it's
beautiful,
pretty versatile.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click this off.
There you go. There you go.
No more motion sickness.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, thank you Gigabyte for sponsoring us.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
That's the main point. And they also have quite a few products that they make.
Indeed.
That are pretty nice. That's not an M.2 slot. It is an mSATA slot.
That's right.
Yes. Although, I mean, the bricks comes in a lot of different varieties. That's another cool thing. They make they make the taller version of it that has like a discrete I think they have one that has a 960 in it, and they might even have one that has more than that. But
yes, I believe
guys,
so.
we'll post a link to the bricks stuff down in the description, at least on YouTube. And thank you, Cell, for posting the Gigabyte link in chat right now.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, all right. So let's move on to next segment, which
what's next?
Don't you hate it when you have a laptop here and a computer here? How you can't move the mouse from one right over to the other?
It's nice. Story of my life.
They should do that.
Bane of my existence.
All right, sword fight. Sword fight is next.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Now that we're all liquored up.
I've also tried to improve OBS today, so you might notice that I'm not fumbling as much when I try to switch between segments.
Yeah,
sword
nice.
fight. That's right. The classic awesome hardware segment where Kyle and I argue about stuff.
Hey.
So we're going to start off with the sword fight segment talking about something that has been just all over the news this week because there's no way around it, and that is the iPhone. Right? iPhone.
Damn it! Are we really talking about the iPhone?
What? No.
I hope this is like a.
I'm zooming in and out on chat instead of zooming in and out.
Sick, cruel
on the
joke
story.
of some
there
sort.
We go. Well, no. Here's
the iPhone 6s.
iPhone 6 and 6s preliminary result. This is an Antec story. Now, I brought this up because there was a funny thing in this story, specifically something that us hardware geeks might be interested in, which is the storage that they use.
Okay.
They use NVMe storage.
Really?
In the iPhone 6s, yes.
Huh.
Which I was pretty surprised about.
Is this a cache that they're using, or is this?
But Apple, and I'm saying this because I've always said, like, if Apple does stuff that's good, I should not have a problem saying yes, they did that and that was good.
Of course. And
one thing that Apple does like to do is they like to take advantage of newer technology, be the first to use it,
right,
and then say they invented it. But be the first to use it.
Intel's like, wait.
Yeah, and then also to use it as a selling point for their products, to say, like, look how much better this is.
Right.
Now, as far as phones go, and if you read through this article on Antec, you'll probably realize the practical use of it isn't so much evident. It's not necessarily making it an insanely better experience to use the phone.
Like if I'm transferring a 1080, Blu-ray rip onto my phone through a lightning cable or something, the NVMe storage isn't going to make that transfer faster, is what you're saying. It's not very practical.
No, it should.
It should. Okay.
It should, but the appreciable difference as you're using the phone.
Of course, everything gets watered down in a mobile
NVMe
version.
to one that's just using solid state storage, which is still very fast.
Sure.
It's a different protocol.
It's like mobile graphics versus desktop graphics, right?
But you can tell from the tests that Antec did here that the 6S Plus right up there on top, 402 versus all the other ones lagging behind. This is a NAND sequential read.
And this is
sequential write, also fast. No, these are actual benchmarks, that they ran, comparing it to a bunch of other drives. Random read and random write are not as similar. They say this is a result of them only being able to run QDepth 1, because phones not necessarily designed for like QDepth 32 type stuff. For some reason. There's never an expectation that you might get to QDepth 32 on a phone.
Right. That makes sense.
Anyway, sequential write. They ran a bunch of tests here, and I thought it was fairly interesting. But you can see, for example, in the Kraken 1.1 test, it performing down in the same level as the Surface Pro 3.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool.
And how does that compare to the actual the non-S version of the iPad 6?
Well, they're all right next to each other. So like
the
6 Plus is the orange.
Oh yeah.
6S is the blue.
Yeah, for hardware enthusiasts, that's a big gain.
That's kind of cool.
If you're doing a lot of data transfer and stuff like that, it might be worth it if you're an Apple fanboy. If you're just into their technology and whatnot,
that is very true.
It's not a bad idea.
Now, why am I talking about this in the introduction of Sword Fight, Kyle?
Why are we talking about this?
That's because I read this story and it brought a question to my mind. That question I am posting in chat right now via this straw poll.
And you're like, I could use this for Sword Fight.
Feel free to click on that and let us know what you think. We'll be coming back to these results in just a moment. The question Kyle and I are going to argue right now is, what are you more dedicated to, your software or your hardware? Because here's a question of looking at a device like an iPhone, and the iPhone has long been a device that I have said is a good device.
Sure.
Apple makes really good phones.
Of course.
And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you that they don't. Because hardware-wise, it's freaking nice.
Right.
The iOS to use on a phone, granted I'm not very used to it, It works really well.
Babies use it.
I don't like some of the other stuff. I don't like the iTunes integration. I
Right.
don't like some of the proprietary stuff that they have going on.
That's more of like the philosophy of Apple, not so much their software. Their
But-
software can work.
Yes. But here's the question: are you more dedicated to your software or hardware? So, a phone like the iPhone 6s comes out with this like new hardware feature. You as a hardware guy look at it and like, wow, that's really fast. Does that sell you on the product, or does the software sell you on the product? What are you more dedicated to, I guess, is the question here. Software or hardware? And this could apply not just to phones and like Android versus iOS. This could also apply to like Windows versus whatever the heck the Apple, some Yosemite-based thing, I think is what it's called now.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I would have to say the software probably, but because I think
So you're arguing. All right, Kyle has chosen software.
Because I think with the software, when you're talking about the software, it applies more to what I was saying is the philosophy behind the software and how it's implemented. Because the software is what provides certain restrictions on various freedoms that you might have with that program or that application, or limits the boundaries of what you can do. Whereas the hardware is just like, it's an open book. It's like whatever the software tells me to do, I'll do at my rated capacity, right? But if a developer for a program has like implemented certain restrictions, then that limits the amount of hardware I can actually take advantage of. And I might not be able to actually utilize that hardware the way I want to because the software is written a certain way, or there have been certain things that have blocked, certain drivers that restrict access to different cores and various things like that. Hardware is just kind of, I feel like hardware is like the guilty-free one, where it's just kind of innocently standing there as like, look, I'm pretty badass, this is what I can do, but honestly, like, I'm all bronze and no brains. It's really the software that, provides all the instruction inset and whatnot to really relay the effects or the abilities of what the hardware can do. So I might be more a slave to my software, which makes a lot of sense in my case because I'm more prone to favoring things like Android over iOS or Windows over, Mac OS, for example. But that is kind of my high-level philosophy of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my argument to that would be, if you're looking at your worst-case scenario, which for you as a hardware person who thinks that whatever hardware I get doesn't matter, I can take whatever software I want, plop it on top of that, the hardware will run away, and the software will do its thing. If you, for example, are really in love with Apple's software, then you'll be much more limited with what hardware you can actually run using that software.
True.
So in a situation like that, where you have perhaps a very carefully manicured ecosystem, which is what Apple does, they have a walled garden. They only let in what they want let in. They only let out what they want let out. They don't give you very much control over what you're doing with it. Then you're looking at a situation where, regardless of what hardware you might have purchased, if the software doesn't work on it, then it doesn't matter. That's why I would say the hardware is the way to go. The hardware is king, because if you get the right hardware and it can perform the way you want it to perform, that should be priority number one. And then secondary to that should be what software you use. And if the software you're looking at is incompatible with this epic awesome hardware that you have, then you just have to go with something else and something that's compatible. But if hardware is your first priority, that won't matter. The hardware is there, the hardware is badass. You're just going to use software that works best with it and that has the most compatibility with whatever you want to do with it. Speaking very high level, but
All right.
okay.
I see it.
All right, that's my argument here.
Feel you.
What are you guys more dedicated to, though? Your software, your hardware? Let's check out results. And
I like it.
Oh yeah, hardware. people liking that hardware.
All right.
And then of course we have lots of people in the middle, soft or hard, as long as it gets the job done. And as is usually the case with Sword Fight, we would probably also go in the middle. Like, you got to have both.
Yeah.
You got to have the hardware, but you got to have the software that makes best use of the hardware.
That would have been a great song for a song or a shot. Be the Married with Children. You can't have
love and
one
marriage.
without a other.
Love and marriage. Love and marriage.
I don't know why that reminded me of it.
Why is it all covered in green goo?
I don't know.
I don't know why the green...
It was concerned me as a child.
Okay. I am already running over
Really?
time.
Yes, you are.
I am totally running over time, so
you shut up now.
We're going to do lightning round for the rest of this.
All right, let's do it.
Lightning round. All right, here is my next straw poll question for this segment. Let me paste this in chat.
All right.
Lightning fast. All right, so this story that I'm going to pull up right now is actually a little bit old. This is from earlier in June, actually, of this year.
Okay.
So after the Intel 750 SSD came out,
Right.
but I don't know how I missed this story, Alan Malventano, from PC Perspective, had a stack of them, ran them through a bunch of tests in RAID. And some people were asking, like, what do those PCIe SSDs perform like in RAID? So he took a bunch of them, up to 5. Although depending on some hardware limitations of the board he was using, wasn't always able to use all 5 of them to their maximum potential.
Sure.
But ran them through just a series of tests. He didn't.
3 million
Yeah.
IOPS.
Yeah. So,
Oh my God.
if you're looking at your IOPS performance down here, you have like this isn't the good one too. This is like I ran it like this, but I felt like it could do better, so I kept doing more stuff. So he, like, for instance, used iometer to assign each of the drives to their own worker so that it could perform more as testing each one independently. And then, yeah, I mean, he did some crazy stuff in here, but he was able to get megabytes per second up to 5 gigabytes per second, basically.
As opposed to like the traditional 550.
Yeah, yeah.
That's insane.
Megabytes per second, 128K sequential reads, Q depth 32. He was like, no, I can go above 10,000, so he added the 5th SSD. This is with 4. With 4, he got to 9.5 gigabytes per second. Adding the 5th one, even though the 5th one still was running through the DMI and the chipset,
yeah,
added enough to boost it up to 10 gigabytes per second.
Insane.
And then IOPS, right? Wait, 4K
randoms.
1.8 million IOPS. Megabytes per second, 7. Yeah, so pretty insane here, and just an example of what you can do when you have some pretty insane hardware. But look at this chart down here at the bottom. We were just talking about Q depth with like the iPhones. You can't give a lot of the hardware enough work to do in order to actually see what performance it gets, unless you go at higher Q depths. So here you can see the performance of this, which they're starting at Q depth 16, in which case it becomes even less than like just a standard PCIe drive.
Right.
But when you're moving up the Q depths and giving it more to work with, then you can see it top out more towards the top when it gets to 256 or 512.
Love to edit on that RAID array.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Mother of God.
Okay, so the straw poll question, which I just posted in chat, and which I will post
What's the
in
best
chat.
CPU component?
Again,
CPU, GPU,
so
or
yeah,
SSD?
This is clearly showing us that, hey, storage is like, I mean, CPUs and GPUs, granted, over the past 4 or 5 years, have been making their strides. They've, they come out with a new one every year and a half, maybe new GPU architecture, maybe CPU architecture. They make your standard like 10%, 15% performance improvement generationally, and then they move on. Storage is really where in the past few years we've been seeing it jump from like 150 to 300 to 550 to 1,000 plus to 1,200 to 2,200 to, sky's the limit. So with storage making such a leap recently, I just decided to ask the question, what's the best CPU component now? Has this swayed your opinion at all?
What do you mean the best CPU
Just
component?
the best. You just gotta choose the best one.
All right, what's the best one?
If you could only use one of them, not that you need all 3, if you can only use one, you gotta choose CPU, GPU, or SSD, right? CPU, old standby, right? CPUs have been getting faster for a while, and faster CPUs always exciting. GPUs, of course, faster video games. Right. SSDs, faster storage. Load those games faster. Load your operating system faster.
Right.
Scrub through like video, high quality video at 1080 or 4K or with multiple streams.
Right.
Just all super fast and be able to like get your work done faster and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What is best? What's the best one?
Did you mean to put the best PC component?
You're right, I did.
Okay.
I totally.
Okay. I'm just making sure because that kept throwing me off.
No,
like,
I screwed that straw poll up big time.
All right. So you can pick first this time since I went first last time.
Okay. Since I clearly was already thinking of it when I wrote the question, I'm going to say CPU. Okay. CPU it's central processing unit. It is central to the entire computer. It is the center of the computer. It is the beating heart of your computer, and without it, nothing else would work. PCI Express, huh? You want a PCI Express SSD? Guess what controls PCI Express? CPU. GPU. Oh, GPU connects via PCI Express too. Oh, well, that's pretty important. If your CPU gets faster, everything else in your computer gets faster, and you should spend more on your processors than anything else in your computer. That's why everyone runs 5960X.
I'm going to disagree with you there, Paul, and I'm going to say the CPU, because the CPU is really the central processing unit.
I just said that.
I think that the CPU really is where it's at. It's going to either slow everything down or speed everything up based on how robust it is. Okay. And it really is the key determiner. So you're wrong and I'm right. It's the CPU.
This is a first for Sword Fight. Kyle and I have chosen the same answer.
Yes, we have.
All right, we will see what you guys think. What's the best component? What is it?
Graphics look at that. Card. Pretty split.
Graphics card.
Close tie. Or, I guess there is quite a lead over.
Any Nvidia reps watching?
The GPU.
Hey, shout outs to anyone who voted for memory, though. Like, that's cool. They're going to talk about memory.
What about them? What about the little guys?
Just memory here. Just remembering everything you're doing right now.
Let's see how you work with this.
Maybe I'll just start forgetting things. Memory.
Like I do when you turn me off.
GPU though, and I'm not too surprised there. GPU equates to video game performance. Video game performance is often
the most fun.
The reason to build a high-end computer for most people. Okay.
All right.
I am already late, but I have a last segment, and I'm going to try to do this as fast as humanly possible. News.
Jesus. All right.
Moving on to news.
Here we go.
All right. Where am I starting?
Play the video.
Yes, play some video.
You can talk about it while you play it.
So this is sort of a follow-up to some of the news I've been talking about recently with Pangaea Panga and his insane creation of Super Mario levels. I talked last week about dang it, I can't just do the larger image here. I talked last week about his crazy new level that he made, which is called Pit of Panga P-Break. And he just beat it last week, just in time for the show.
I could use one of those.
And now this Japanese dude has beaten it within a week. And I'm gonna bring up the audio here just briefly because
this is him, right? This is him,
he absolutely loses his mind. He's Japanese, but I'm gonna read you some of the. All right, so here's him coming to the end of it. Oh, he makes the jump, pops us there, gets the other P block. Look at this. This jump here is insane. Kick the P, land on the P, spin jump off of it to bounce up off of those two guys. I'm still amazed at that.
I mean, if you did that 1,000 times in a row, though, you'd eventually just have it down to muscle memory.
All right, now I can't hear this right now, and I hope it's not too blazingly loud for you guys, but you can probably hear him. He just beat it, and he just goes crazy. He loses his mind. It's all in Japanese, but he's like, I did it! He's like, how's that stuff? How you like? He's like, you like that shit? You like that shit right now? Like
wow, he sounds American.
That. He's talking about how his hands are numb, and he did it, and he's so happy, and ouch, 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 it hurts so bad. Guys, I will post a link to this in the description, and if you're hearing any of it now, you're probably hearing it. Yeah, he yells yatta. It's just fun to watch because whenever you have someone in this position and they have this amazing breakthrough, it's just amazing to be able to hear it. I wish you had a video on him at the same time. Anyway, but if anyone was wondering like where this comes from, like people being so infatuated with these super hard Mario levels and stuff like that, it's for this type of thing.
Right.
Anyway, so we'll see. I haven't watched any of Panga's stuff this week, so I don't know if he has anything new in the works, but I hope so.
Sweet.
Okay, Kit Guru. AMD has unveiled their embedded Tonga XT GPU with 2048 stream processors. This is a quick story. This is an embedded Radeon E8950 MXM module. They've released a whole line of these. This is based on Tonga XT, which is the same as a 285X or a 380X. 128 texture units, 32 raster ROPs, and a 256-bit memory controller designed for high-end casino and arcade gaming machines, medical imaging devices, and military or aerospace applications.
Interesting.
Yeah, so not very exciting for you guys at home, I guess, but very exciting for anyone who's really interested in those Konami Castlevania casino games, like they're making Plinko stuff. We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Are they optimized with AMD Gaming Evolved?
These will be making the graphics in those games.
They feature true audio?
Super better.
Based on the GCN 1.1 architecture.
That's what you need for the Plinko.
That's right.
Okay, one last story here. This is a Logitech keyboard. This is from Hexus. The G410 Atlas Spectrum TKL mechanical gaming keyboard. So there it is right there. This is 10 keyless. Tiny little keyboard.
All right.
And there's like I feel like there's a cult of people online who love the 10 keyless, like just the smaller keyboards.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan.
I can see where they're coming from a lot of the time. So this is their first This is the first 10 keyless mechanical keyboard from Logitech. Uses their homegrown Roamer G mechanical switches. Kyle, you've tried those in the Orion Spark over there. Are they good?
They're better than other Cherry MX alternatives that I've used.
Those switches suck, according to Kyle.
They're not bad. They're better than Kale switches, which is what companies like Tesoro use, but they're not quite. I mean, maybe I've just taken a liking to Cherry MX because I've been using them daily.
They're the old school, they're the originals.
But they're not bad.
All right. It has intelligent RGB illumination. It works with their ARCS app for controlling the RGB. There's some marketing garbage that they have in here.
Of course, it's Logitech.
I had to pull this out when they showed it. It's 25% faster actuation than with standard mechanical keyboards, thanks to the switch design. 25% faster. You really think they use this keyboard and it will be 25% faster? No, they talk about the actuation. They're probably measuring like a millionth of a second of time between pressing on one switch, between pressing on another, and exaggerating that to 25%. Yeah. This will not be 25% faster than anything. I'm sorry, Logitech.
Nope.
But anyway, this is the little brother of the... Oh, that was a fast video.
Let's watch it again.
Let's watch it again. This is the little brother of the G910 Orion Spark, which Kyle has one of those right over there.
Ew.
And then the competitors for this, if you're looking at a 10 keyless board, would be like Rosewell's RGB 80, which is a solid board from a build perspective, but the software is garbage.
Right.
There's the Corsair K65 RGB, which is probably going to be one of your best bets, especially if you like to customize, because you got the Corsair software there. That one's
pay a premium.
That one's Best Buy only though, and it's pretty freaking expensive. It's like $150.
Yeah.
Which is pretty expensive for a 10 keyless, even though it's RGB.
Right.
You also have non-RGB boards like the Cooler Master Quickfire Rapid Eye. So if you don't need the RGB, there's other options out there for. There's still the Rapid Eye is still pretty expensive though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean if you want a nice mechanical keyboard.
Check out Massdrop. They have a lot of good 10 keyless keyboards. I use a Vormillo keyboard that's right outside that my wife uses currently, and she loves it. Mechanical, like straight up Cherry MX switches, and fairly good deal. You can get them for like $74 or something like that.
Yep.
Check out Massdrop.
I also got like Ducky, and I know they make
another one. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of popular. Just want to throw that out there. Okay, that's the end of my half of the show. Stay tuned if you're watching live. We'll be right back with Kyle's half of the show. If you're watching in the future, there's a link down in the description. You can click and you can go watch his half of the show and watch us continue to do what we're doing right now if you enjoy it. Thanks to all you guys who are watching us live. Stay tuned to my channel in the future. I got some garage work logs coming up. I'm going to be doing some stuff. I'm going to point a camera at it and I'll show you guys. Kyle is miming what I will be doing right now. Okay, thank you for watching, everyone. We'll be right back and with more awesome hardware for any of our.
I'm gonna go pee now.
Yeah.